to the cloud right now. And okay, so we are recording, guys. Good morning and welcome to our nutrition call. So for those of you that I am not your personally sponsored coach, my name is Chris, and I have been coaching for the last couple of years. I love doing this because I found Beachbody programs when I started becoming, let me back up. I had known Beachbody programs for years and years since the very first program came out back in the very late 90s, early 2000s, and got away from it and had done all kinds of different things when it comes to the gym and it comes to diets and crash diets and quick fixes and you name it. I've struggled a very long time with my nutrition, with my weight. And when I had my two boys, I was sitting on the couch one Saturday and my kids wanted me to play with them on a Saturday. And I was a working mom of two kids under 2, and I was 200 some pounds. I'd stopped getting on the scale at that point because I thought maybe I just needed to not be on the scale anymore at that point because it was just depressing me. And I just didn't have the energy to even get off the couch to play with my kids. So I needed to do something. And that's at the same time, there was a 30-minute program that was coming out, which was totally contrary to everything I'd ever thought. Like I thought you had to be hours in the gym and just eat these like dried chicken and lettuce leaves and stuff in order to lose weight. And I had no idea what I didn't know. And everything that's evolved in nutrition and how you can enjoy your nutrition and not have to starve yourself. And how it can be for a lifestyle too. So how we can balance treats. So we're going to go over all of that. And the reason I'm telling you that is because I come from a place that I know where so many of you are coming from when you're just like, there is so much information. I don't know. I don't know what to do or where to start, or there's so many nutritional theories out there. Should I be eating, low carb and no sugar, and should I be eating keto or paleo, or, the list goes on. And it seems like every time we turn around, there is yet another. Can I ask you guys real quick, can everybody just go ahead and mute. I can't mute from my phone all of your guys' stuff, but if you can just mute yours and then unmute yourself as we have questions during all of this. But anyway, so there's so many nutritional theories out there and people are like, oh my God, I don't even know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to follow. And I want to make this very simple for you. My theory is that I want to give you something that is easy to use, that doesn't take a lot of time to like figure out all of these calculations. It might take up a little bit of time in the beginning to figure out, but everything takes time in the beginning to figure out. You got to learn it. But I also want this to be able to be sustainable for you. I want this to be a lifestyle. And I will tell you, after 4 years of after 3 years of following it, 1 year last year of thinking that I didn't need to follow my nutrition, and that backfired on me completely. So and gained a bunch of the weight back. I can tell you, for following it for 3 years, it was so easy. And it was easy to lose the weight. And I lost the 70 pounds. I hit that goal weight. It felt amazing. And now some of you are like, wait a minute, she gained a bunch of weight back and decided not to follow it. And that is true. I had a big bout of depression. A lot of things were going on at work. And I withdrew from the support system that I had created and I had built in. And so I can tell you right now that I will fight even harder for you, because I know how hard that is when you want to withdraw and you think that people don't understand and don't want to support you. And in doing so, I got cocky on my nutrition and thought I knew better than it, and I didn't. And it's so crazy how quickly my body rebelled, and the aches and the pains and the hurts and everything else that I went through just because my nutrition got bad, not to mention the weight, not to mention the mental that I then had to overcome in coming back on my nutrition. So we are back renewed in 2019. All of us, this is our very first nutrition call in 2019. And I tell you all of that, of what I went through in 2018, because I am a very open and honest person. I try to lead from the front, and last year I did not. And I just want to always be transparent, because we're always going to have struggles, but that doesn't give you permission to give up, period. So if I am still here, and I see a lot of familiar faces on here that are back in 2019 with us, that makes me so excited. So if you are brand new and this is your very first nutrition call, this is your very first challenge group with us, welcome. I am so excited. What we're going to do right now, we'll have 3 weeks. So the first Saturday of every week, or of each of the challenge groups, the first Saturday, this first call here, we're going to break down the nutrition itself, because maybe you got it, maybe you read it, and maybe you went, what? I don't really know. Maybe you're also really just busy and you're going to focus on everybody else but you, and you just need this focus and dedicated time to learn your nutrition program. I promise you, if you take the time to just read over your the containers, what it's about, the mentality, give it, just dedicate an hour to it. I know some of you are like, oh my God, an hour. If you can dedicate an hour to it, it's going to blow your mind what you're going to learn and what you're going to be able to do. Next, and so then we're going to start learning how to meal plan, because some of you are like, I don't even know how to actually put something on paper. And that can get hard too. And so all of the stumbling blocks that I have encountered with people and myself with their nutrition, we try to address. We address in the first week, and then in the second week, we all come back, and the any stumbling blocks that you may have had the first week, any barriers that you may still be having, any victories that you are having and wins and like discoveries, we come back and then we work on meal planning again the second week. And then the third week, this is going to be something a little bit different. I'm bringing in somebody that I met recently that I'm just really enamored with everything that she does on nutrition. And she's going to come in and talk to us about hidden sugars and how to make sure that we're really looking at reading labels and what do those labels really say when we're in the grocery store. So with that said, let's get this started, because as I told you guys, there's a quarterly event that Beachbody does. And I am actually sitting in a side room right now at it because I've got that today too. I have pneumonia. This is the first time I've really got out for an event, so I have no idea how long my energy is going to last. So I'm going to give the most of it to you, and then we'll see how long I can last for this event that we're at. Though Jericho, the super trainer from Core de Force, is here today, and I get to get a picture with her, so I will have enough energy at least for that. Okay. So by a show of hands, how many of you, either before starting a challenge group or even now starting the challenge group, if this is your first one, how many of you skip breakfast or tend to skip breakfast, or it might be like we don't really, do we have anybody, do we have any breakfast skippers? Okay. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you are not a breakfast skipper, sorry. Oops, there we go. If you are a breakfast skipper, this is why you are not going to be a breakfast skipper anymore. Because what ends up happening is your body has just been asleep for however many hours that since you've eaten last. So think about the last time you'd eaten the night before, right? And say it's 7 o'clock at night since you've eaten, and say it's now 7 o'clock in the morning and you're up and going. That's 12 hours that your body has been in a dormant stage. And guess what? Your body doesn't wake up. It doesn't wake up if you start exercising. It doesn't wake up if you start walking around and starting your day. Your body doesn't wake up until, and doesn't know to start burning anything until you feed it. And it says, oh, hey, okay, now that food is in our stomach now, and we need to get going. And that's when it starts burning. And once you feed it, your metabolism will start burning. So guess what, guys? Every time you skip breakfast, you are actually hurting your weight loss or maintenance process. And so this is really important that you get something in your body. I typically will do my Shakeology first thing because it's really super easy for me to do. I know a lot of you do too. That's not the only answer. Grab a piece of fruit, grab a piece of toast, grab a hard-boiled egg, something to get some food and some fuel into your body. So if you have a practice of skipping breakfast right now, I really want to see you guys stop doing that. Like, make that your goal for this week, that you are going to eat breakfast of some sort every single day this week. And by the way, coffee does not count. Just to let you guys know that. Coffee is a diuretic. I know what you guys are all thinking right now, but coffee does not count in starting your metabolism. So if you are on a weight loss journey, I want you to commit to eating breakfast, because you are going to start seeing results, and you're just like, just from eating breakfast? Yes, because that gets your body going, it gets it burning, it gets it started throughout the day. Now, there's my rant about breakfast, because yes, I've already had my breakfast, and I have my Shakeology for my second breakfast. So now, a lot of you are coming in for the first time, and we were talking about a bunch of different nutritional theories. And we're talking about keto, and we're talking about paleo, and people, I don't know if I eat this, or I shouldn't, I'm going to cut out all carbs, and I'm going to cut out all these food groups, and I'm not going to do this or that. And that's all fine and good. Like, some people just need to go experience it and to find it and figure it out for themselves. But you're here and what we're going to follow, because we're going to go all in with our nutrition, and you're going to see some amazing results, because you've probably tried exercising like crazy and you maybe have seen minimal results, but it wasn't until you dialed your nutrition in that you're going to see the results that you are looking for, period. You cannot escape your nutrition, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun with it. So I am a firm believer, and you're here, so we're going to follow what we call the portion control, which is these containers that all of you have that came, and many of you probably opened them up and went, if I'm not your personally sponsored coach, you can insert name here, but you probably went, I got a brand new set of containers that I'm opening for you guys. This is so fun. I always have a couple, but you probably opened them and went, Chris, what in the bleep? I'm going to starve on these. Oh my God, I'm going to starve on these. And don't say you didn't, because almost every single one of my people come back and say that to me. And I am here to tell you that you will not starve on these. What these are what a proper portion looks like. And if that gives you any idea of how skewed portions have gotten in society. When we go to a restaurant, they're typically feeding you 3 portions of what do? We eat the whole thing, right? Very rarely do we cut it in half, let alone cut it in a third. We eat the whole thing. So we're overeating ourselves. And so we got these color-coded containers that represent all of the food groups. It represents proteins, it represents carbohydrates, which, guys, don't be scared of carbs. Carbs are good for you. We just have to eat the right carbs. And then it represents healthy fats, and the healthy fats, like your guacamole, your cheeses, those are my favorite categories, and so we can still have salad dressing on our salads. But these portion controls represent the proper size for your body and what you need as a portion. And I want you guys to think of an analogy like this. When you fill up a car with gas, does your car run any better if you overfill it with gas? And the answer to that is no. You don't get any extra credit. You just get gas spilling down the side, and you're like, oh, crap, and you've got a big mess to clean up. Overeating is the exact same thing, you guys. And what ends up happening is your body takes the extra food that has come in, and it turns it, it'll break it down into sugar, which breaks it down into fat. So it doesn't matter if you've overeaten on healthy foods, you've got extra vegetables in your body, if you've got extra protein in your body, and you're like, oh, it's protein, it's okay for me. Guess what, guys? It's still too much for your system to break down at one time, and it will automatically turn it into fat. So that is why we follow what we call the portion control. And so if you've gotten any questions on portion control so far, you guys go ahead and either in the chat bar or feel free to unmute yourselves as you've got questions, because this is for you. I understand this already. I am here to help you get your results. And through that, it's through your nutrition is how you're going to get your results. So if you guys got questions, just jump in. Okay. And so that's why we follow the portion control. But our body needs the nutrients from all of the food groups. So to start, before we even get into what the containers are, everybody's books, everybody's nutrition, whether you looked at it or not, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to make sure that you get on the right plan. What I want everybody to do right now is, if you've got your phones or calculator or something with you, we need to figure out what bracket you need to be eating from, right? Okay? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to take your current weight and multiply it by 11. That's going to give you your caloric baseline, okay? We got it? I'll give you guys just a second. Okay, everybody got their caloric baseline? So in this case, mine is 1969. Next step, step 2, we're going to take that caloric baseline and we're going to add 400 to it. Okay? This is going to be what is your maintenance calories. So if you're not looking to lose weight, this is where you're going to be, okay? If you're looking to lose weight, we're going to go to step C, or step 3. Step 3, we're going to take our maintenance calories and we're going to subtract 750 calories from it. When you have that number, that is your caloric target. Now, guys, we're not here to count calories. I don't care about counting calories. I don't. We're gonna eat everything in a range, and if it fits in this container, it's the most simple concept that you guys have. If it fits in this container, you eat it. If you don't, save it for another container. We don't count calories. We don't have any. This is the most complicated math you're going to do this entire time. Okay. Now, everybody have their caloric target. If you have your caloric target, and if you are in, and everybody will have access to their portion plan, and it is also uploaded into the files into the group so that you will see which plan you should be eating from. And this is going to tell you how many containers you get per day. And so if your caloric target is anywhere between 1,200 and 1,499 calories, you're in plan A. If you're between 1,500 and 1,799 calories, your plan is B. 1,800 to 2,099 calories, your plan is C. 2,100 calories to 2,299, your plan is D. 2,300 to 2,499 is E. 2,500 to 2,800 calories, your plan is F. If you are over that, just message me when we're done here and we'll get another calculation for you, okay? Now, when you take that, and you've now figured out what plan you're in. So I'm super excited for you guys. In the file section, there is a meal planning or a meal planner, and it looks like this. And it looks like a bunch of colors, and you're like, oh my God, what is this, Chris? I don't even know. And it is broken down. You'll see the tab at the bottom, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, plan F. You pick the plan that is for you. You download the copy. You pick the plan that is for you. Oh, and it was also in the, I shared a copy too in the announcements today too. And I'll keep sharing it so you guys always have access to the meal planner. But you take that, you download whichever plan is for you. It already, if you look at the bottom, it already has the count in there for you based on whatever your plan is. So if you're in plan B, you're going to see that you have 4 greens, which we're going to go over that. We're going to make sense of what all these mean, all these colors. 4 greens, 4 reds, 3 purples, 3 yellows, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 4 grays, 4 teaspoons. And that's what we're going to plan out throughout the day and what to eat. Now, you're sitting here going green, and you might have looked this over before, so you might be familiar with it. And if you are, that's great. I'm just going to run through them really quick. And so purple, exciting. Purple is the fruit. This is part of your carbohydrates because, guys, fruit, everybody that likes fruit but then says they've cut out carbs has not cut out carbs. Fruit is the good sugar carbs. It's the good source of energy for you. And that's equal to 1 cup right there. And then we have green. Green, take a wild guess. Green is for your vegetables. Love these. And if you struggle on veggies, I've got tons of tips on how to get your veggies in per day. And I just learned one that blew my mind, is so good. And you can put it right in your Shakeology. And y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm not kidding. It's so amazing. Red is for protein. Different sources of protein, your meats, your yogurts. You're going to see different cheeses on there. And you're going to see different cheeses on there between blue and red because of the way that they break down and how they're made up. Yellow is just about everybody's favorite, and that is the carbs. These are your carbohydrates. These are your grains and your starches and your beans and everything. Blue is my absolute favorite. It is the healthy fats. So it's your guacamole and your cheeses that you get. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh yeah, you get hummus in there too. I use it for cheese and guacamole like every day. And then you get your oranges for your seeds and your dressings. And then your package didn't come with, but everybody has a teaspoon. And so those are your oils and your nut butters, like your peanut butter, your almond butter, sunflower butter, whatever it is that you want to use it for. And so if I were at home right now, I would have a display, a food display, and I would show you why these containers when you don't eat from the containers. You fill them up, you kind of use them as a scoop, as a measuring cup, and you dump them onto a plate, and then you can get a visualization of what these containers look like on a plate or in a bowl. So you know how much you're supposed to be eating. And it also wins that mental battle that when you're eating from these tiny containers, your mind thinks that you're still hungry while you're first getting started with this. But you're not. You're not going to be hungry. You will not starve on this. I promise you, you will not starve. Okay. So everybody understand the containers so far and what I just went over? I know I'm going over it kind of fast, but we'll have plenty of opportunities to talk about it. But these containers are all of your food groups. And so in your package that came, you also have a food list. So I'm just going to use Transform 20. And did I grab the right thing? I grabbed the tracker. This is hard. Oh, I do have it. So every program, depending on what you have, so if you have Beachbody On Demand and what you're doing, 21 Day Fix is where the baseline of all of these container programs came from. But you can go into any program now that's been containerized, and there is a nutrition program in your Beachbody On Demand, and you go into where the program materials are, and you go into nutrition, and it is going to give you a list. It's going to break down how to do, like we just did the caloric bracket, right? And we figured out which plan you were in. It's also going to break down, and I happen to have the book, but it's the same thing online, and it breaks down what falls in each of these containers. So if you are in a red, if you're in a yellow, if you need to figure out what an orange is, if you come up with something that you're not really sure what it is, that's why you message me or you post it in the group for other people, so that we can figure it out and I'll get you an answer, and so we don't just assume. So those are your containers that you eat from, and how we plan what we need to eat throughout the day. Now, a good general rule of thumb is to take these containers and have about 3 of them per meal. You might have 2 at a snack, but at least 3. You can always have more for a snack or at a meal. But you typically will see like a red, a green, and like a teaspoon, or a red and a green and a blue and a teaspoon. You can have a red, a green, a blue, a yellow. I mean, you could have it all. You just don't want to overeat. So if you find yourself getting every single container on your meal, on a meal there, we might want to look at, like, are you under eating at a different meal? Because we want to keep that fire stoked and burning throughout the day. And that's what that eating the 3 times a day with the 2 snacks does. Because we talked about the portion control with the gas tank. That gas tank also needs to keep going and stay filled, kind of like a fire. You stoke that fire. It starts to run down if you don't put any wood on it, right? That's what we want to do with our nutrition as well. We want to keep stoking that fire, so we keep feeding your with food. All right. Make sure I got all my notes here. And if I'm going through this too fast, if you're getting it, but you're just not getting it, or you just want more information on it, if you guys go into your Beachbody On Demand, there is, if you go into Fixate, and then from Fixate, go to the foundational videos, and there are excellent videos in there that Autumn Calabrese has done that breaks down what we just went over with the containers, understanding portion control, and getting into, like, we're gonna, like, let's just get rid of some of the food that we have laying around as junk food, because if it's not here, guess what? We can't eat it. We can't eat the crap if it's not readily available. You actually have to drive to the store to get it, which very much lessens the likelihood that you're going to go get it. Beachbody has everything that you need to answer all of your questions for your nutrition. It even has the answers for your fitness, if that's what you're doing. We have fitness, over 700 fitness programs. So there is something for everybody here. We just have to find the right combination for you. Okay, so back to how to meal plan. All right, and so we go back to this sheet here. And honestly, guys, I created it. There are so many pretty different, if it doesn't work for you, there are so many pretty meal planning templates out there. Use whatever works for you. I just giving you a baseline of what works for me, because I'm a spreadsheet person. I love spreadsheets, and I love, like, the box will automatically calculate for me, and I set that up for you. So we're looking at our meal plan, and we're like, oh my God, I don't even know how to get started with this, what to eat. So number one, I'm going to tell you, those of you so we're doing Shakeology. Shakeology is that no-brainer. That's so easy. So we're just going to go ahead and write in when do you have Shakeology? When do you have it? If you have it for breakfast, write it in at breakfast. And I write in my Shakeology, and I have it with my fruit. So I do frozen berries. So I got a purple there. And guys, I just learned the coolest thing, and I did try this. Rice cauliflower, put it into your Shakeology. Not kidding, it will not change the flavor of it at all. It makes it super creamy. Okay, I see all of you nodding your heads right now. Don't be doubters until you try it. Y'all have tried Shakeology, so unless you're allergic to it, y'all tried Shakeology because I told you to try Shakeology. Try the rice cauliflower and see what happens with it. And it blends up. It's super creamy. I thought Autumn was crazy when she told us about this in the group, and we all went and tried it and went, whoa. Cauliflower, spinach is another one that helps you get a green that can it thickens up your shake and you don't taste anything with it. The cauliflower just makes it makes it just creamier. Avocado does the same thing, but I'm not willing to waste the blue on my Shakeology. So I can either have an avocado and make it creamy in my shake, or I can have cauliflower, get a green, and still have a blue to eat for later. So, all right. I know you guys, so many of you are still shaking your heads, but just trust me on this one. If it doesn't work for you, cool, but you've tried it. But now you have a different way, because greens tend to be the hardest ones for everybody to get in throughout the day. Every time I have a conversation, somebody's like, "Oh, I'm not getting all my greens in." That is a way to get your green in. Sneak it in your Shakeology. So I have it for breakfast. I have it for breakfast Monday through Saturday. And so there, I have just planned one of my meals. And Shakeology counts as a red. And for me, because I add the berries, it counts as a purple. And if I add the vegetables, I'm going to get a green in there too. And now, if you guys are doing this on the calculator or on the computer, and you plug this in and you add a 1 to the red right there and a 1 to the purple, it automatically comes down here and tells you under count what you have left for the day to eat. So it's all set up for you. Caprice, great question. Is the rice cauliflower frozen? And I had let mine thaw. I haven't tried it frozen yet. I had just let mine thaw because, I don't know, I just did. And I didn't. And so I will try it frozen and let you know. But I had let it thawed, and there was no issues there. Okay, so we have just planned a meal. Guys, you just meal planned. Oh my God, isn't that exciting? You got something down on a piece of paper. Now, number 2, now we get into like a little bit more, but I want eggs or I want this, or I want that. Now, I have shared with you guys, but I don't know the container count. I shared with you guys in the file section. This is a great breakdown. These are all Fix8 recipes, and they all are broken down by meal so that you can go in and say, I want pancakes. Oh, look, there's banana oat pancakes, and it's a yellow and a half a purple. And I can go into Fix8, and then I can find the banana oat pancake recipe and how to make it. But this just gives you an idea right now of your calorie or of your container count. And so it's really handy, broken down breakfast, entrees, snacks, sides. Yeah, these are all really super simple. And if you have a craving for something, I almost guarantee it's going to be in here. If it's not in here, come get me. And so then you go to Fix8, and you can print off a recipe like I have right here. And it has the container count right there at the top. So even if you're not looking at that big list I just had, here's your container count again, and you can just remember that. And they give you everything that you need on how to make it. And some of these recipes, they range from super easy to a little bit more involved and in-depth. You know, my husband does the more involved and in-depth ones, and I do the way easier ones. And he travels a lot, so I do the way easier ones, and there's no problem. Like, I can have most of these prepped ahead of time. Okay, so Shakeology, super easy. Now, do you guys know maybe what you're going to have? So I say Shakeology for breakfast. If you guys didn't, or maybe you have kind of a breakfast as we know it now as a snack later on, that's what I do. At about 10 o'clock, I have my snack. And for me, I know I'm going to have either hard-boiled eggs and some oatmeal, or I'll have egg cups. Egg cups are really fun to make. There's a whole bunch of recipes on here. So you can do egg cups, and you can make those up at the beginning of the week, and they last the entire week. And that's exciting. So guys, just plop that in. So I'm going to have 2 hard-boiled eggs. That's another red. And I'm going to have oatmeal. And with honey. And so that's a yellow, and that's a gray, a tablespoon. And so you go on and you keep filling it out. And I am a creature of habit. I eat the same thing like every day, Monday through Friday, and I'm cool with that. So, and then I will take and I will make dinner, and I will make enough so that I have leftovers for the next day. If you guys want to eat salad or you want to eat something different, you mix it up. And so I want you guys to take the remaining couple meals that you have and go ahead and take the time and just start plotting that out. Now, everybody, when we start doing something new, everybody wants to try all these new recipes and try everything brand new and blah, 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 blah. I implore you not to do that. I implore you to take what you normally eat, what you normally like, and maybe add 1 new recipe in a week. And after a couple of weeks, you know, by the end of this program, you're going to have enough new recipes that you're going to be able to like filter them in through the week. And you're also going to be able to take some of your favorites and you're going to start finding cleaner versions of them. So for me, our family loves pasta, absolutely loves pasta. We do 3 things now, actually. So you can do spaghetti squash, which I just did it in the Instapot, and that was super easy. I didn't realize how easy that was. Whole spaghetti squash, dump it in, Instant Pot, steam it for 25 minutes. It's done. It comes out perfect. We do zoodles, which are zucchini noodles. And then there's also they're starting to do like like lentils and everything else being made into pasta. So if you find POW pasta, that is a really great substitute. My kids love the POW pasta. They don't even know that it's good for them. And I see some kiddos on here too. So I encourage you guys to try it too, or have your parents make it for you and not tell you and see if you like it. Because it's really winning that mind battle. You think you don't like it, but you do. And that's, you guys, that's how you meal plan. And it will get you, the first couple times that you meal plan, it might take you a little while to do this. That's just how it is. Because you're learning something new and you're not really sure and you're figuring it out. But then the next week it gets a little bit easier, just like everything else you do. And then the next week it gets a little bit easier. And the following week it's like, oh my God, I got this. And I can sit down and write a meal plan in less than 10 minutes with all of my containers and finding a new recipe. Like I see where I can plug it in and try a new recipe and I have it ready. Now, the second part to this is we've got a meal plan. Now, you've taken everything on your meal plan and you figured out what you've wanted to eat. Look in your refrigerator, look in your closets. What do you need? This makes your grocery list. You write down your grocery list, and when you write down your grocery list, you're less likely to be buying random ad hoc things, and so then you're buying the good things that you need to be eating. You're also spending less money, so yay, it's a money saver too. Get really crazy. I know there's a couple people, I don't know if Joelle's on here or not, but they are big into the grocery service, where they will just order it ahead of time, and that guarantees that they are not buying any random ad hoc treats are not coming into their house. So they are not hitting the cookie aisle, they are not hitting the candy or anything, any other sneaks and treats that you could be doing. So, and then from there, Capri says it's totally worth the $5. Yep. I would agree on that one. Except I use it to get away from my kids, so my husband will watch the kids, or my mom is here and she'll watch the kids, or somebody will watch the kids for me, and I can go to the grocery store by myself. From there, when we get everything home, there's so many different ways to meal prep at the beginning of the week, but whatever you need to do to have the food on hand. Maybe you have a small refrigerator, maybe you're short on time. Maybe you just don't want to make up all of your food at the beginning of the week for the end of the week, because let's face it, by the end of the week, your food's starting to break down. But you can do things like rice or beans, or you can get a lot of your fruit ready if you're going to have whole fruit, and you can have that planned out. Bento boxes are really easy to make lunches on the go, especially for those of you that work long shift work. You can just grab it from the refrigerator and go, and you can have it there so that when you come home tired, you're not thinking about what you need to be eating, okay? That's what we have for you. I know I threw a lot of information at you. This is recorded, so you can go back and watch it again. You can go back, you can get done here and process any of the questions that you might have. But you guys have a plan. You know which plan you're eating from now. You have your meal planner, and you have your containers. So now you can set yourself up for success for the week. And I will tell you what, when you focus all in on your nutrition, that is when you're going to see the amazing results. One of the ladies in the group, and I'm not sure if she's on right now or not. I don't see her on. One of the ladies in the group never believed me. She did all of her workouts and everything, and skimped on her nutrition. And she came back at the beginning of this and still wasn't seeing results. So she skimped on the nutrition. She came back at the beginning of this year, and now this is not healthy, and nor is this sustainable. But she came back with 2019 all in. She cut out all processed foods, processed sugars, kept it clean for the entire week. In the first week and a half, she's dropped 11 pounds. Now, I'm telling you 11 pounds because you can go all in, because if your body is used to eating a lot of crap, it's going to want to get rid of it really fast when it starts feeding that for you. You're going to have some withdrawals the first couple of days, like some headaches. Power through them, because it's going to be amazing when that candy bar doesn't satisfy you, and it's actually that piece of fruit and the sweet that's satisfying you. Things like chocolate, things like alcohol, all of it, you're just feeding an addiction. It's a different type of an addiction, but the more you feed that craving, the worse it's going to get. So 11 pounds, is she going to do it every week for the rest of her life? No. You can't sustain an 11-pound weight loss, nor do I advocate it being healthy. But what I can tell you is that it is, when you first start out and you first go clean, and just go all in with your nutrition, you're going to see amazing results. And so I've talked to so many of you, and you want those results. That's where you need to go. And if you're not looking to lose weight and you're cleaning it up, this is when you're going to start seeing your muscle definition. You talk about those arms popping and your abs popping. It's when you start eating clean. And it takes it to another level there. But that's what you need to do with your nutrition. You're not going to out-exercise a bad diet. I can't say it enough. I'm right here with you. So I've got my goals set for this group. My goal is 25 pounds for this group. So if anybody wants to push with me, and that means being super clean, there's not a lot of room for error, and it tastes a lot better to enjoy a treat when you've already hit your goals than when you sit there and keep rationalizing with yourself and having to start over again on Monday. So that's what I encourage you on. We can do all of this. Everything I just taught you, you can do without exercise, but I encourage you to do your exercise in some level and way, because it's just as much of a mental release for you. It's good for your heart. It's good. It just feels good to release some stress and everything else, but you can do all of this without exercise too. So any questions for me? We doing okay? I know it's so much, and it's so early in the morning. You're like, Chris, I can't stand how much energy you have right now. And it's not coffee. I don't drink coffee either. That's just tea right there. All right. Cool. Ask questions throughout the week. Stay engaged in the group. This is how I know how you are doing. And I wanted to clear up something too, and I had posted in the feed, in the intro video, don't post your workouts, keep them slid. Guys, post your workouts if you want. There's 5 coaches in here. We will make sure that you get answered, that you get a comment, that your questions get answered. Be checking in the daily, because those dailies are here as building blocks for a healthy foundation for you. The Shakeology and the workout logs are for you, to making sure that we can see that you are staying on track and that you're coming in and showing up every day, which is important, right? But I don't care one way or the other. Post in the daily feed. Post wherever you need to post. Post. But get in the habit of checking in here every day. As soon as you're done working out, you can read it. It doesn't take long. We've made this as simple as this. You're not going to find it any more simple to be able to get your fitness and your nutrition all in one place, and to get the accountability and the support. But you have to be willing to do the work and put in that work too. We're not going to chase you. I can't. I'll go nuts trying to chase y'all. Okay? So I love you guys. I'm going to get going now. I can also feel my voice starting to go a little bit, and I don't want to start hacking. So thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up and spending your morning with me. I will talk to you later. Okay, bye. Oh, wait. Yep, thanks, guys. Bye.